All right, Coop is going to join us in 10 minutes. Michael Cooper, lots of rings, one of the greatest defensive players in the history of the NBA, and a head coach in the Big Three, which is coming up. You're playing in that, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm playing around with it because I'm going to be in the broadcast booth on the sideline having a ball.
Why aren't you playing, man?
Because, let me see, I'm 47, haven't played in 12 years, love the golf, don't like going through rehab and injury repair, don't really want to try to get in shape, in basketball shape, because it hurts, breaks down your body. Love the smoke cigar, so that would inhibit a little bit of that. Right. Listen, I can just keep rolling.
Sounds like your pro and con list has a whole lot of cons.
Bunch of cons.
By the way, I'm with you. I used to play in, and gosh, not obviously at a Big Three level. I used to just play a local men's league. And I kept coming home on weeknights, just limping, and now I can't walk and I can't do this. And your wife looks at you like, man, you're just pathetic. And I have a good buddy who's an orthopedic surgeon. And he pulled me aside one day and he goes, do you not know the secret? He goes, did no one tell you? So when you turn 40, there's no more basketball. He goes, see this house that I live in? This was built by dudes in their 40s trying to play basketball. Yeah. There's a line outside my office every day of guys in their 40s trying to play basketball. And you know what? I went, that makes sense to me. I'm done.
Wait,
that's it.
Here's the difference.
That's it. Done.
A lot of these guys still play. So when they retired, they continued to play competitively.
Right.
I cold turkey stopped. So it's harder to get back in because those quick twitch muscles are now deactivated. So that's how you tear an Achilles, ACL, all these things happen to you trying to come back, and you do it on the fluke thing. It may be coming down off of a rebound, turning the pass, pop, there goes the Achilles. Your body is just not used to that anymore. So a lot of these guys, though, they still play in different leagues, 35 and older, 40 and older, 20, whatever it is. So they stay in, like Steven Jackson, bro, when he comes into the studio at Fox, he'll play at UCLA with the guys that in the league already, okay, or young guys coming in. So he still plays. So I get that. But once you stop and try to start, you asking for issues.
Great news. Quick way you can save some money. Switch to Geico. Go to geico.com, and in 15 minutes you save 15% or more on car insurance. Okay, what was the reaction when David West and Sean Livingston were like, man, you guys don't even know how crazy it was behind the scenes with the Warriors this year. You have no idea. And then, of course, the follow-up questions are, okay, so what happened? Well, you'll find out. You'll find out. It'll come out in due time. How'd that grab you?
Not surprised. I mean, I heard some rumblings throughout the course of the year about it. And it's always challenging because, one, you're dealing with complacency, first of all.
Sure.
Okay, how do you get up? And Draymond said, how do you get up each and every night, even though you're competitors, for the challenge at hand when you go into, let's say, Charlotte in middle of January? Seriously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's the challenge because each team has it. When you first start, it's fresh in your mind what you need to do, you need to prove. Well, you've done it. You've been there. You're seeking your third championship in 4 years. How do you get up? And you're dealing with personal stuff off the court. Everybody has that, I won't go into detail some of the stuff that I heard, but, I mean, I wasn't surprised. But what I love about the fact about this team is they kept it close to the vest. It never got out. And that's handling business inside the locker room like you're supposed to.
I think that was his point, right? His point wasn't to be like, nah, you guys don't know what happened. Yep. His point was he was trying, I think, to compliment the locker room. There was a lot that happened, and it didn't get out, and that shows whatever you want to call it, the togetherness of this group, yeah?
Yeah, because there's no animosity, because with animosity at times, things like that leak out, whether that's from a player, from within the organization. It could be from one of your manager's perspective. Somebody's talking to somebody about something. But give credit to this team, and that's why I go back to look at the model of what Golden State is. Yeah, they had some issues at time. They had some bickering back and forth, but they truly support each other. And how you know is right here, because none of this stuff. If I really didn't mess with you, Mark, and even though we work together, I could go say some stuff if I found out about you and say something.
Well, and I got a long list of stuff that I do.
But you know what I'm saying?
In my own time, that's super crazy.
Even though we work together, could be successful. But if there's some kind of animosity or something there,
sure.
It's easier for me to have loose lips. But genuinely, really supporting your teammates or coworkers, you're going to protect a lot of stuff.
Well, I tell you what, and again, I go back to something I said 10 minutes ago, which is that I always love when you get to the end of a series, because that's when you do start to find out some of the stuff that was actually going on, that was kept out of it. And it's true not just in a series, but at the end of a season as well. Ramona Shelburne has an amazing article on the Warriors that came out today, and kind of how the rest of the NBA looks at it. And there was one little tidbit in there that I noticed, and I immediately thought to myself, wow, so Steve Kerr, even I've learned, rubs some people the wrong way. I don't really get it. I think Steve is a super, he's got a great reputation. He's very aware of other people. Clearly, he's willing to speak out on the plight of many in this country right now. And his players, most importantly to me, his players speak very highly of him. I am a Steve Kerr fan, but there are many I know who are like, you know what, and I think this comes with all the winning, they're like, it's kind of arrogant, it's smug, it's thumbing nose at others. All right, Ramona Shelburne said, and we've learned about the back issues that Kerr went through the last few years, that's still completely happening on a daily basis. She wrote, imagine waking up with a migraine every day of your life. Mm-hmm. Now, listen, I get migraines. I've dealt with them off and on my entire life, but a bad month for me would be 2. Let me tell you something. If I woke up with one of those every day of my life, I think there would be days where I was suicidal. If I knew that I was going to have one every day of my life, they are debilitating. Like you can't even take the pillow off of your face, kind of. And if he's dealing with that every day of his life and in a public forum, dealing with the media, pressures, criticism, my gosh. That is, my heart goes out to him. Let's put it that way. And there's nothing smug about anything that comes out of his mouth if that's what he's dealing with.
But you're always going to have that other side of it, depending on what perspective they're coming from, what lenses they're viewing his comments through. Because he's so nonchalant at times, people can take that as a smugness or arrogance, but it's not. Steve Kerr has always been like that. When he played, when he was a general manager, when he was up in Phoenix, he's always been there. Like, listen to him when he broadcast, when he was on TV. He never took things that seriously. He kind of came across like, hey, here it is what it is. I mean, let's not make it too difficult. One of the things he was asked before, well, how do you keep these guys in line? How do you, keep things evenly keeled with these players? How do you manage the ego? He said, I just try not to F it up.
Yeah.
I got great guys. I do my work in practice, but I allow my guys to be who they are, especially in the game. Keep it simple. And some people can misconstrue that, but then that means you're looking for something. You really are. Steve, I would love to have played for Steve Kerr because he approaches each team member differently. And I think a lot of that he's gotten from played for Lenny Wilkins. Mm-hmm. He's played for Pop, and he's played for Phil. You know what I mean? Look at those 3 personalities. Lenny's more laid back, okay? Pop, a little bit more aggressive. Then you got Phil, who's more philosophical.
Right.
So Steve has a good combination. The laid back part and the philosophical part is sometimes when Steph struggles, how he talks to Steph on the sideline. Just real, nonchalant. Hey, you know what? You got some open shots, knock it down. Don't worry about it. And Steph is non-defensive with that. So.
I got soul, and I'm super bad.